Hello and welcome to
Hey,
this
Kelly.
fun time with the Rich Tones. So I'm here with Dale Syverson, amazing master director, and the incredible Peggy Gram. And we're going to watch a performance. Dale, why don't you tell us what performance we're about to watch?
Okay, so you're about to see the final song in the Saturday package, finals package of the Rich Tones, the first time we won, which was 1992 in Baltimore. So enjoy.
Okay, here we go.
Everybody gather round now. Let your body feel the heat. Don't you worry if you can't dance. Let the music move your feet. It's a rhythm of the island, and the sugar cane's so sweet. If you want to do the conga, you got to listen to the beat. Rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you. The rhythm is gonna get you. Tonight I got rhythm, got rhythm. No way you can find it. The rhythm is gonna get you. That's the hidden rhythm. No clue. I got rhythm. I got rhythm. Sunday rhythm. Sunday rhythm. I got rhythm. The rhythm is gonna get you. Feel the rhythm of the night. The rhythm is gonna get you. 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 Tonight. I got rhythm, got rhythm. The rhythm is gonna get you. I got rhythm, got rhythm. Rhythm is gonna get you. 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 Tonight.
So, Dale and Peggy, I understand that I mean, first of all, that was an incredible performance, right? But I understand that there were some behind the scenes items that went
Yeah.
on. Can you guys tell us about that?
Yeah, well, that whole thing started because that costume weighed my costume weighed lots of pounds. The chorus had illusion on their costume, but mine was hand beaded by the lead of Rumors by Judy Baxter, Cozart, and she loaded that sucker up until, I mean, it felt like a full out sequin dress. It just had bangles and stuff hanging all over it, and it was heavy. And mine was different because it had this flame coming up the front. So, and mine was higher, so they didn't put any illusion on it. They didn't think it was necessary. And I'm not a costume designer, so I didn't know. Anyway, so put it on for costume day, or for contest day. And as it turns out, this particular contest was delayed. So we were in the lobby and we're hanging out and we're hanging out and we're hanging out, and it was just really taking a long time. I remember we kept being told it was late. And so I'm fussing with these shoulders. Of course, this was back in the days of big hair and shoulder pads. So I got to have these huge shoulders, and everything's heavy. Everything's heavy. And it's one shoulder's fallen off. So I'm going, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to keep this on stage. Peggy disappears. Go ahead and tell them, Peggy.
Well, we had used toupee tape to keep her in it, okay? And the toupee tape was not holding. It held fine, as you know, and would have worked, I think, if we had been on time. But that was not the case. And so I went upstairs and I started looking for something else that we could use to make it stick, because she did not need to lose the upper half of her costume on stage. It would not have been a good thing, not at all. And so I grabbed what looked to be the thing that would work the best. And so when I came downstairs, I had a hot glue gun.
Oh my God! So
why did you have a hot glue gun?
Well,
yeah, why did you have a hot glue gun?
Costume emergencies.
Okay,
You know,
all right.
you can glue a piece of trim back on. You can do this, you can do that. I was coaching the Rich Tones at that time. That was early in our coaching relationship together. And so, yeah, I had a hot glue gun in my room because I had already fixed several things on several costumes with that hot glue gun.
Okay.
So she drags me over to the closest outlet she can find in the lobby, plugs this thing in, and I'm looking at her going, what are you going to do with that? She comes over, lifts up a shoulder, goes, and then slams it down. And I'm going, oh, okay, oh. Then she does the other shoulder. Oh, well, yeah, okay, fine. Well, it was just the idea of the whole thing. And then she does this part, and then she does this flame thing, which was, had been stiffened. It had fabric stiffener and stuff on it. So I'm sorry, what, Peggy?
Pellon.
Yeah, it had Pellon. So yeah, stiff fabric. So it came up about this high, and you know, I was completely covered, but this thing kept popping. Now you got to understand what was underneath this, because I knew I was going to be glued in, and I had talked to the costume team about this. They not only did not put any illusion on my costume, I bought new underwear, and I thought, well, nothing's going to show, so I didn't dye it. It was new from the store, glow-in-the-dark white, okay? Glow-in-the-dark white, not close to anything anyone would consider a skin color for anyone. So I have got this, you know, I'm all set to go. The whole chorus is looking good. So we finally move. Peggy comes with us on the bus. We get over to the auditorium, and we're in the pattern, and we're in the warm-up room. And as the chorus is leaving, she plugs that dang thing in again, picks it up, does all 3 spots again. She says, just to make sure, we don't want any accidents. Well, we get out there. All right, so there's a spot in the song. You got to understand, this is the last song in the set. So we've already done an uptune, we've already done a ballad, we've done another song, which I vaguely recall now because I was pretty traumatized by what happened in the last song. And there's a point in the song where I'm at the front of the wedge and I have to put my hands together. So I basically kind of crunch to the side, bring my shoulders a little forward. And this thing in the middle goes boing. Now you can't see it from the video. And nobody noticed it. Nobody told me about it afterwards. Peggy didn't even notice it that I'm aware of. This thing goes boing, and as we're coming down the wedge, I'm at the front of the wedge of the front row, as it's coming toward the audience, the wedge was singing one set of words because it was a 2-song medley that at the end was Brian Beck did a beautiful overlay on it. So both songs were happening together. And the chorus was singing the other set of words. If you'll notice, my lips don't match anybody. And the reason my lips don't match anybody is because I was talking to myself. Because here this thing's gone boing. I've got glow-in-the-dark white underwear on. And I know that the move that happens right after I get back to the risers with the front row is a straight bend over from the hips. And I'm about to flash 10,000 of my closest friends, okay? And in the front row of all those friends is a marvelous, truly Southern lady, Marilyn Rose, who was a showmanship judge in that contest at that time. She, oh Lord, she, I just didn't want to flash Marilyn Rose. That's all it was to it. And I'm thinking, and you can see my lips moving, and I'm going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm about to flash Marilyn Rose. At one point, I can almost make out my lips saying, I'm about to flash Marilyn Rose. And so I knew that they were going to have the camera on me a lot because the comedy was built around physical stuff that I was doing interacting with the front row and the chorus. And Gail Jensick's the one that had put me up to that. She had told me to watch 3 different I Love Lucy videos to get inspiration for the physical comedy, which I did. I did my homework, and it was a tremendous help. Anyway, I get to that point, and I'm back at the chorus after the wedge, and I'm all worried about it, and you can see me doing something funny with my mouth, and I've got to capture this because this is still sitting away from me about like that, and I have to capture it and slam it to my chest while still doing the choreography and get it so that my underwear doesn't show. So you'll see me doing this oddball move of like this. And of course the cameraman, they don't always do what you ask them to do, but he sure did this time, okay? They said, keep the camera on her, that's where the comedy's gonna be. And he caught me doing more comedy than was planned, all right? So I did that, I had to do that, and then I'm doing this thing going around, and you'll see me catch it the second time because my arms have to come up. Well, then it's right here, and I can catch it easily going back down again. But the first one was my arms down at my side, straight over, right to Marilyn Rose. So I was pretty concerned about that. Anyway, that's pretty much what was going on up there, and you'll see it in the video when you watch it. I think Kelly's about to play that point right before the wedge starts, the front row wedge starts coming forward. I almost wish there were more close-ups because the physical comedy really was really well planned. So
okay, so let's watch that and see if we can catch
One of my favorites is the look on your face at the end of it. It's like, it wasn't the joy of having completed that wonderful performance. It was.
I know. I was still talking to myself. You can see my lips moving a little bit, and I'm going, did I pull it off? Did I pull it off? Did we get caught? Did I get caught? Oh, God.
All right, let's watch that again and see if we can catch that this time.
Sure, you'll catch it.
You'll catch it.
Pops off. So now watch my lips. I match no one. Here it comes. Now they're setting up for this move. I'm in the facing front, part of the front row. There you go. Oh,
All right, so it pops off during this wedge, right?
right as I put my arms together, right here, it popped forward, right now. This is where I'm talking to myself.
Yep.
I'm supposed to be singing with the front row, and you can tell my lips don't match theirs. Now here comes the spot. Right, the next thing I do is I'm trying to catch this thing with my chin. Oh boy. I couldn't have looked any goofier.
There it
Uh,
So you do this incredible performance and break to your face, and it's full of joy.
well, everybody was joyful but me, because not even the front row knew what was going on. I was absolutely filled with panic. I knew they were doing the job, but I just didn't want to be the one that ruined it.
And you didn't.
No, I didn't, but that was, you know, I've been a barbershopper for many years, and I've been in a lot of situations, you know, dropped pitch pipes, just odd things. Well, costume things, being in Rumors for 16 years. Oh my God, our 5 years of competing at International, we had some unbelievably funny costume issues.
Yes, you did.
Costume malfunctions, especially the first year we went to International. And so I've learned to punt. I mean, I've learned to be okay and deal with it in the moment. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily enjoying myself, but especially during a time like that with the chorus, when you've got so many people. I mean, that anybody's performance on regional or international stage represents immense, uncountable number of hours. If you count the personal effort from every member, then the rehearsal by the entire group, front row rehearsals, section, it's an immense effort what we do, just an immense effort, and it deserves all kinds of respect. And then to think that this whole thing could circle down the drain because of my glow in the dark underwear. Oh my God. Anyway,
So that actually brings up another story, and we didn't talking about this, but can you share with Rumors when you guys had a costume that did not quite fit properly?
Well,
Oh.
the year that we got to go to International the first time, we wore a costume on stage at Regional that my mother hated, and my mother was the costume queen, okay? And she said, okay, we wild carded, and we never won a regional competition, but mother said, okay, I'm gonna go and buy fabric because you're not gonna wear that ugly thing on the international stage. I'm just not having it, okay? And so she brought her sewing machine and brought a portable that she had and left it at Dale's, or we would take it back and forth to Dale's house. She drove with me to Dallas, and she would sit in Dale's office and sew while the quartet rehearsed and come and get us one at a time to fit us. And she made two stage costumes that summer, from when we found out in June to when we went in, what, I guess late September, early October.
Yeah, I think it was October.
Yeah.
But were we ever smart enough to put them on and perform with them and rehearse in them? Oh, no, not once. No.
They were bespoke. I mean, she was a fine tailor, and she had tailored each one of them to us. When we were standing, we looked great. But we put them on to go and do our first set. And, you know, we were thinking, oh, wow, we look great. And we did.
And the
okay?
black one was perfect. The black one, the first one we wore was absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Dale started to blow the pitch pipe.
Now that was the second costume, Peggy. That was the red one.
No, this was the first one, honey. It was
Okay.
the first one. Trust me, it was the first one. Oh God, it was the first one. And you can take it from there.
So I go to bend my arm. We're in rehearsal right before we go through the pattern. And I go to bend my arm and I can only get this close with my pitch pipe. I'm only to here. I can't reach it. So I was going to blow it with my left hand because that was my upstage hand. And I go to bring it up to blow the pitch pipe and I can't blow the pitch pipe. So what I had to do on stage, I decided to change hands. I had to face the audience and do this and blow the pitch pipe. Oh God. Then,
And pursed her lips go.
oh yeah, I had to stick my lips out to reach the pitch pipe. Well, there wasn't a thing we could do. So tell her about the second costume and the choreography.
The second set, we were doing Sentimental Gentleman from Georgia, and no one could get their arms up to do the choreography that we had planned.
Like I said,
So-
we'd never practiced in them. And it
No.
wasn't a knit. It was a hard woven fabric. It was beautiful, but
We didn't have stretchy costumes then.
oh sure, there was double knits then, but your mother wouldn't have done a double knit if you'd paid her.
No,
Trust me, there were double knits. She would not do polyester double knit on a bet. Okay,
No.
so no, it was not a stretchy fabric.
Yeah, I still have them in the closet, as a matter of fact.
Oh, sweet everlasting Jesus. Really?
You
Whoa.
know. Yeah, I
So
still got 'em.
we're doing this and we've got moves. Show her the one that Judy Baxter had to do. So there's what were the words?
See those Georgia peaches hanging around him now. And she wound up doing,
Because she was supposed to go way up with her arm and she
No,
could
I
only
was
reach her
supposed
earlobe.
this. I was supposed to do this from the middle, and she was supposed to do that. Okay, and I went.
So we all did these half-baked moves because we were stuck in this costume. So when they announced, oh, we look good. Oh yeah, we look. Yeah, don't their pants fit nice? Yes.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in the auditorium, waiting this is at the end of the semifinals. This was still when it was 3 sets. We're at the end of the semifinals, and we're not expecting to be in the 20, okay? I mean, in the 10, rather. We're not expecting to be in the 10. We were stunned that we were in the 20 and thrilled, okay? So they get announced, and it was late. It was I think we pulled late. So we were just kind of figuring, now they're not gonna say our name. Well, they said our name, and we all turned to each other and immediately said black dress, because at least we could move some in the black dress. Couldn't move at all in the red dress. I don't think we ever wore the red one again because we just simply couldn't move it.
She refitted it some, and we wore it again, but we got another costume. Yeah.
Did you do the pitch pipe again like that though, Dale?
Oh
for the
yeah.
final?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's the stuff, there isn't a quartet around that doesn't have stories to tell that are just anywhere from ridiculous to absurd, okay, and hysterical. You know, men's and women's quartets. I've heard more stories over the years, and they're all hysterical. You know, it's.
Well, I think the fact that you guys are still friends after being hot glued by your best friend, I mean, that says a lot.
It does say a lot. It does say a lot. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was not.
It wasn't that hot.
You want to see my scars?
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this story, and I hope that everyone who is watching enjoys this story and enjoys this performance. And we just want to continue to share that we are rich as Richtones. We are choosing hope during this time, and we just want to share these happy and fun times together. So thank you.
Yay.
Bye.